For years, I gave up on robot vacuum. They were either too weak, got stuck constantly, or just couldn't handle real messes. So after doing some research on robot vacuum, I went to CES with a goal of finding a decent robot vacuum I can use in my house. One of the booths I checked out was Dreame. I chatted with them about my frustrations with robot vacuum, so they sent their X40 Ultra for me to try out.
This is the Dreame X40 Ultra, and it is the most capable robot vacuum I've ever used on paper. But at a hefty price tag of 1800 USD or 2500 Canadian, is it actually worth that price tag? Let's find out.
The unboxing experience was, well, satisfying. Inside the box, you'll find everything you need to get started. A massive 7-in-1 base station, a ramp extension, the X40 Ultra robot vacuum that comes with a pre-installed main and side brush, 2 mop pads that attach magnetically to the vacuum, a manual, a cleaning brush, and a 200ml bottle of cleaning solution. Setting it up was extremely simple. First, I downloaded the Dreame app, which is available on both Android and iOS, and connected it to Wi-Fi. Once connected, I initiated a first-time mapping. It uses advanced LiDAR and AR-powered 3D structure lights to map your home in minutes, which you can see on the app in real time. It creates a 2D plan, but you can also use AR to map out your house to include all the furnitures in your 3D layout. Once mapping was done, you can create no-go zones, virtual walls, and even set up a curtain zone so it doesn't miss spots on the curtains or get stuck on them. The mapping identifies objects like shoes, clothes, and toys. After the first clean, it identifies carpeted areas and includes them in the map as well. You can adjust these areas as well. You can then customize your rooms, which allows you to set the order of cleaning or which area you want to clean and the frequency. Dividing into rooms after the first mapping was challenging, as you can only do that with a straight line. It took multiple dividing and merging to get the room right. It also supports multi-floor mapping for vacuuming. All you have to do is carry the robot unit and place it anywhere on the other floor. Map the floor and clean after. You only have to do the mapping initially. This would apply to just the vacuuming. When it is done or the battery runs low, it will return back to the spot you placed it and you can carry it back to the base station. There's also the pet monitoring mode, which allows you to enable the front-facing camera for a live feed. To prevent unauthorized access to your video feed, you have to set up a pin to access the camera each time, and the vacuum keeps announcing at regular intervals that the camera is on. I didn't enable pet mode as I do not have pets. The camera can also be used to view activities around your house. If you have pets that shed, then you might want to consider purchasing the tri-cut brush that prevents clogging of the vacuum instead of the standard brush that comes with the vacuum. And just like that, I was ready to put it to test.
Alexa, ask Moen to fill vacuum container.
Dispensing 3,486.30.
Clean Genius is a quick way to get started with cleaning without having to worry about all the available options. The vac and mop mode takes the mop pad with the vacuum and does the mopping and vacuuming. When it encounters carpet, it raises the mop to 11.5mm and increases the suction power, that is if you enable the carpet boost mode, and it then vacuums the carpet. And when it returns back to the hardwood, it lowers the mops again. Now this is a great option if you have low pile carpet, or you can opt for the vac then mop option, which goes and vacuums first and then returns to pick up the mop and mops after. This is a great option if you have a large area with carpets or high pile carpet. If you don't want to use the Clean Genius option, you can use the customized mode, which allows you to choose different options. With 12,000 PA of Volt Max suction, which is relatively similar to the medium mode of my Dyson V15, it picks up almost everything, from fine dust to heavy debris like my kids' food. Although I noticed that it didn't pick up larger items like papers and bags. It flicked them away or just missed it completely. It runs very quiet, so much so that my wife almost tripped into it multiple times because she didn't hear it running. However, in the carpet boost mode, it runs really loud. It is able to go under furnitures, and it turns its front lights to light up dark areas to aid with its obstacle detection and avoidance using its AI camera to identify objects. With the camera, it is able to identify over 120 different objects like my kids' toys, furniture legs, and cords, and it can avoid them or go around them for a more effective cleaning. Before going onto carpets, it vacuums areas around the carpet first, then it adjusts the suction power and then vacuums the carpet. The X40 also has a side reach technology which extends the side brush to clean corners and edges. The brushes can also lift up if the AI camera detects a liquid to avoid getting the brush wet. The robot vacuum comes with only one type of roller that works on both carpet and hardwood. Because of the type of roller, the fluffiness of the look of my carpet doesn't look as good as when I use my Dyson with its carpet brush attachment. Although it is hardly noticeable on camera, it doesn't fluff the fibers up. The best analogy for this will be comparing using a comb to comb your hair versus using a brush. But it still looks nice nonetheless and does a really decent job of picking up the surface dirt. I think a roller with a brush or a more frequent vacuuming will improve this. But it's not just about vacuuming. The dual rotary mops powered by the Mop Extend Robo Swing technology scrubs the floor at 180 RPM and can even tackle tough stains like dried coffee or milk. They extend and swing in to add to rich spaces like under cabinets, toe cakes, around furnitures, legs and baseboard corners. The robot itself is tankless, so it doesn't log around water. It washes the mop at the base station, air dries it and then mops the floor without any additional solution. It mops for a bit and returns to the base station to wash and air dries the mop, and then continues cleaning again and repeats this process over and over again until it's done mopping the floor. This does mean it takes longer for it to complete its mopping, but I'm completely okay with that since it's all automated using the scheduled cleanup option. You can set up various cleaning modes, rooms, and times that the robot should do its thing. You can also enable stain identification mode, which recognizes stain like soy sauce and performs an intensive mopping to remove it. The X40 Ultra can clean for up to 198 minutes on a single charge, covering up to 3,300 square foot. These numbers may vary depending on the mode and option you have enabled, and if it ever runs out of battery mid-clean, it will return to the base, recharge and pick up right where it left off. The base station comes with a pre-installed dust bag that can hold up to 75 days of debris. After each cycle, it auto empties into the dust bag. Not only does it empty the dustbin, but it even uses a 70 degree or 158 degree Fahrenheit hot water to clean the mop pads and washboards simultaneously, thereby reducing stain residue and odor. The mops are blow dried with warm air, preventing mildews and unpleasant odors. It also has a built-in turbidity sensor that checks how dirty the mop pads are. If needed, it washes the mops and removes the areas for a more thorough clean. It does come included with an extra dust bag, but you can pick up replacement bags and refill solutions on Amazon.
Seeing as this is the first time I'm using a robot vacuum with a mop in a very long time, I had completely different set of expectations out of them, which were completely wrong. Now, a robot vacuum is not supposed to replace deep cleaning of your house. Neither is the mopping functionality of a robot vacuum supposed to replace or supposed to take care of massive spills and liquids. For example, you're eating and then you spill a cup of juice or something like that. The first thing you shouldn't do is to call the robot vacuum because first of all, it has a very small mop. Secondly, when you make a mess, even when you're using a regular mop or a Swiffer, right, you're gonna clean up that mess first and then wring out the mess before using it in any part of your house. The robot vacuum doesn't do that. It just cleans the mess and then it will spread it all around the house before eventually going to wring it out or wash it at the at the base station. But what you want to do is clean up the mess with like a paper towel or a rag, right, and then you can have the robot vacuum come in and clean up whatever is left. So I was doing it wrong. I had the big spill and then I was calling the robot vacuum to clean all of these big messes when in fact in reality it's supposed to be supplementary. If you want something that can clean up big messes like cereal, huge stains and stuff like that, then you want to get something like a wet, dry vacuum. Now that kind of vacuum is actually built for, you know, cleaning up bigger messes, because it has things like squeegee, it has you know, mopping and all that kind of stuff. And I think Dreame also has the H12, which can do this feature. So if you're looking for something like that, the robo vacuum is not for you. The robo vacuum is just for maintenance. So end of the day, you know, lots of footsteps around the house, a lot of crumbs, you know, from food, things like that, little messes, it is perfect. In fact, I've never been happier at the, you know, the cleanliness of my floor. Everything just feels so, you know, so spick and span. Another thing with this robo vacuum is, since it's AI, it is always constantly learning. I noticed that with it, you know, the robot arm swing, where it's able to identify different type of objects, it keeps categorizing my rice that we eat in the house as a liquid. So whenever it it encounters rice grains, it raises up that, you know, the spin brush, and then kind of tries to mop it instead of actually vacuuming it. And then when it sees milk, it brings out the spin brush. Now that did not make any sense to me, but I'm sure it is AI, so it's going to continue to learn. Once I use this for a couple of months, I'm sure eventually it's going to start to get better. Dreame has a newer version of this robo vacuum. It's called the X50 Ultra, and it's supposed to have major improvements to the X40, like, you know, increase in suction power and things like that. But the X40 is still a fantastic robot, and with the X50 coming out, you can even pick up the X40 on sale right now, because prices have significantly dropped on this unit. So far, I've had it for about 2-3 weeks now. I'm loving it. And yeah, other than the general misconception I had about robot vacuums and their mopping feature, I think now that I have that straightened out, I'm happy with the results so far.
In terms of smart home connectivity and integration, the vacuum can be voice controlled using either Amazon or Google.
Start vacuuming
By adding the Dreame app integration into either apps. So, here's my story. I went from spending hours cleaning every day to letting the Dreame X40 Ultra handle it all. It is powerful, smart, and incredibly convenient. At $1,800 it is definitely an investment. While the robo vacuum cannot fully replace the manual process of cleaning my house, it is a good maintenance helper for those midweek cleans. It cannot vacuum staircases, it misses certain items, and sometimes kicks smaller dirt around, and also isn't able to reach every single corner. But when paired with my Dyson V15 vacuum, it is the ultimate combo. So, what do you think? Could this be the robo vacuum that finally replaces manual cleaning for you? Let me know down in the comment section. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell icon for more smart home reviews. Catch you guys in the next one.